a heck of a lot of fun, Jeanne Robertson. Oh, she's a heck of a lot of fun, Jeanne Robertson.
Okay, I am Jeanne Robertson, and we are going to have a heck of a lot of fun. This is a big day. I'm on my back porch in North Carolina. We've gotten some of those, what are they, Tony? Chickadees? Cicadas to calm down. We've kept the door. Cicadas.
Thank you.
They come every 17 years. Why learn their name? They're all out back making noise.
Like,
but we're just
relatives.
So glad you're here. And the reason we're so excited, we have our main team in here, is that yesterday, if you don't know it by now, I'm going to tell you again, I hit 100, let me get the number straight, million hits on YouTube. Norma Rose came in here and said there are 10 digits, and I said, no, these are just 9 digits, but we've got it all straight now. And we knew that we were, because we were at 98 million and we were creeping up. And that's why I would say, I'm not going to say it. It's like a pitcher pitching a no-hit game, and then they mention it and something happens and it doesn't work. So I'm quite excited, because Tony and I were hanging around and doing this years ago when we hit 1 million, and we could not believe it. Don't you remember, Tony? We just sat there and said, can you believe we've hit 1 million hits on YouTube? And now we've hit 100 million hits on YouTube, and we sure do appreciate it, because y'all made it possible. And so in my front yard has been one of those things that have big cards that say thanks, and then it says 100 million YouTube hits. And several of you have written and said, what did that cost? It's been out there 2 days. And the answer is, I don't care, because I did not do it. And when people they got the idea from Miss Daisy, Linda Krim, one of our super fans out in Missouri, and she does things on Twitter for me just when she feels like it. And when you get a little email early in the morning and the email says, look in your front yard, this is a clue as to who paid for it and sent it. And that was done by the Nashville people. And I sure do appreciate it. Also, neighbors and people have been sending things. My friend Glenda across the street brought roses from her backyard. That is a big equivalent, a big bowl of them. I got these flowers back here from Marty Hine at Southeast Gazette. I write a monthly column for that. And Marty also takes care of all of our computer stuff here. It just goes on and on. Cookies from Nancy, a pie from Nancy. There are a lot of other neighbors that I'm sure after they're sitting there right now and they'll say, well, we didn't bring anything. That's okay. It doesn't matter. So today I'm adding something to the show, just for the fun of it, before we start drawing out your questions. And these come from your questions. We're going to have a show and tell session. I'll go through this quickly, but these are objects that you've asked about or have sent. We have and I'll pull this out in a little while. Someone asked about these little shoes. Do you see them? These little, what we would call saddle Oxfords. Tony even had the nerve to say, were those yours? Yeah, I was a newborn baby and I had them this size. I wear a size 11. But in an antique store, flea market, where I think Norma Rose, you were with me. She's sitting over there. It said $1 and I bought them, and here's why. There are a lot of you, including the person who asked about this, and who said, those were my shoes. That's what we wore. And that's what I wore too. And people cheerleaded in them. And therefore, when I got to Auburn and realized everybody down there called them rah-rah shoes, we called them saddle Oxfords. But they called them rah-rah shoes because all the cheerleaders wore these saddle Oxfords at the time with long skirts and big sweaters and real old-fashioned clothes, which I still like. So when I realized that they had noticed these on the top of my roll top desk last week when Tony and I had to do the show by ourselves down in my office because everyone else went to the mountains, Patrick, and they noticed these shoes. So last night, I'm telling you this because as the show goes on, you may notice that I have a black eye right under here. Well, that's because a few hours ago it was just bleeding. I went up to find my rah-rah shoes. if I don't throw things away, I've still got my rah-rah shoes. And I have to let y'all in on something. I'm okay. Don't anybody get worried. But in the last like 9 days, I've had 3 outpatient surgeries. I mean, I'm fine. There's no problem. But you go to pre-med, you go to all these things. And I knew that I had to cancel Neil Steele's show yesterday because one of them is yesterday. But I knew that y'all wouldn't know that I'd had those until all of a sudden blood was gushing from my eye. And the reason was I reached up in my closet to pull down my rah-rah shoes that have been in this box forever. And the box came tumbling down, hit me in the eye, blood gushing. I threw the box over, hit me over here. So I have on enough makeup today to hide a horse. And so I don't know. And yet in the box, when I opened it, no rah-rah shoes. So now I'm on a task to find, but I was bleeding so badly I couldn't keep looking. So I'm going to find my big rah-rah shoes. So thanks for asking about. Some other people have asked if I have any of these. If you're from Texas or Oklahoma or up in there, you know about these. There are a string of stores down there, Buc-ee's, and it's spelled B-U-C-K, I think E-E-S. And this is a Buc-ee's, and then this is a Buc-ee's. And people started sending me Buc-ee's several years ago. I just got a box load of Buc-ee T-shirts yesterday from somebody in Oklahoma. And my own neighbors toured through Texas and saw this and brought me this one a couple of years. I got some great neighbors. So I just wanted to say, this is certainly appreciated. It's a good thing I don't live in Texas or Oklahoma or where these are, because I would have every single thing. That doesn't mean don't send them. We're fine. We got the Buc-ee's, but aren't they cute? I think they're real cute. Let's say that's another show and tell. And a third show and tell, I must have every organized beaver that's in a gift shop or an airport gift shop in all different countries, everything. I have a huge collection of beavers, and y'all know why. But this week, Angie Davis sent me from Florida a hand glass blown beaver. I thought at first, what in the world? And it's absolutely beautiful if you can see it. Thank you, Angie. I appreciate it. Now, I'm not telling y'all to send me stuff. No, we have so much stuff in the house we can't get out. No, you don't send Patrick's. They send you T-shirts too. And Norma Rose, they send you things that I just never have gotten around to giving them to y'all, but I will. But so that's another thing. The beavers, the Buc-ee's, the rah-rah shoes, the show and tell. And so those are the little things that come in, and we just wanted to show and make sure that y'all knew about them. And of course, we have some more celebrations set up for you. Don't let me break this last beaver. Oh, I knew there was one more. Several weeks ago, I believe her name is Polly Thomas, and she does these, and she wanted me to have one because she's doing one a week for 52 weeks. And I think most of them are going to charities and things like that. But she sent me this. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous oil painting, and I wanted to appreciate her for doing that. Okay, are y'all ready for some questions? These are your questions sent in, and I'll just see from the smiley bucket. We've got a lot of them, and we'll try to get them all answered. But maybe we won't. And remember, every question submitted goes eventually, and this is from a long time, to this bag down here, the Left Brain's grocery bag, and we'll draw for prizes from there. Brenda Melton. Jeannie, I wanted to ask you about the man opening the show in the Dallas who sang the Butterbean song. He was so funny. I just wanted to know. That is Al Mccree. He was on here. You must have missed that week, but you might not have recognized him because he was on the big television screen. But he and his wife Peg are the owners of Musical Concepts, a comedy with class, and they book all of my theater shows, and they live in Nashville. And he's the one that wrote on Thursday and said, "Look in your front yard," which was a clue that they had sent those big cards. So Brenda, that's who he is. And he went to the Air Force Academy. But he will be thrilled to know that you love the Butterbean song. That'd be great. Another question, pull it out. This is, how many Sandra Cass-Connor, a 3 name. Sandra Cass, C-A-A-Z Connor. You have a lovely home. You watch from the back porch, all of these things. If you could have the camera going the other way, you would see how long this porch is and how messed up it is. Patrick, I've been on this camera a long time. I'm going to switch to that one. I got to stir it in the chair. Thank you very much. We're showing off our cameras. We actually have 3 cameras now. Okay, how many times have you added on to your house? We bought this house. Left Brain and I have lived here for years, and I guess since 76. It was not our first house. We came here from Durham, and we had something there. And so this house is, we've been in it 40-some years now, and 76, yes, 45 years. And we've added on, I hate to tell you, we've added on 6 times. The neighbors up back here are so nice. They said, if you add on again, you're going to have to be a walk over to our house.
Neighbors are now roommates.
Now they're becoming roommates quickly. But the catch is that we both had businesses when Left Brain sold our company, and he moved his office home, and I had an office home. You know Left Brain, and I sort of agree with him on this. We didn't want to pay for any rent services, because if it's not services, a business place, if we rented somewhere, then I had to dress up and go. And then Tony, you had to come over there and answer the phone. And none of us wanted to do that. And then we thought about it. In all of my years of speaking, which is now 57 years, I have had one of my clients come to my house one time. And I've told you a story about that. Don't ask a man to clean the carpets. That was the Popplewells, Dave and Pat Popplewell from Cincinnati. They came because they worked with Cincinnati Financial. And I'd done, I think, 76 programs for them. And they came. So we just decided we would keep adding on. We took the garage and made a game room. We added my office because we finally worked our way out of the utility room. Left Brain had an office, and then, of course, we had Beaver. And then since Beaver left, and I know he's not coming back, 2 years ago, I made his bedroom into my own closet. Oh, that's fun. And then we added a guest area, which is always full. We've had a student from NC State living out there now for, a week and a half, because they sent him home, and then he'll go back, I think. When's he going back, Patrick? Tuesday. Tuesday, sure. So, I mean, it's private. He has his own place. So we have added on 6 times. And one night there's going to be a crowd over here.
Yeah, we don't want to wake him
up. Oh,
up.
no, you don't want to wake him up. He's in the next room. Heaven only knows. It's only noon. But if somebody at a party is going to put their hand against the wall, and the whole house is going to tumble down like a deck of cards. And we know that. Oh, well, it's been fun. And I tell you, one of the reasons we didn't want to move is we have great neighbors, nutty neighbors, and that's why we like them. Rebecca Stewart Standard. Hi, Jeannie. Love your show from your office. Oh, good, Tony. They like that show. Y'all make a good team. I wish your show was 2 hours long. No, you don't, Rebecca. But that would not be long enough. What? Oh, this is tough. What question would Left Brain ask me? If Left Brain would ask me a question right now, and of course, so many of you have asked about him because he is very sick, but we're private people and we're handling it and dealing, and this is the way we decided to do that. What question would Left Brain ask me? Well, he wouldn't say, will you love me? Do you love me? Because he knows I do. But he would probably say, no, in Left Brain. Are you still having fun? Wouldn't you think that would sound like him? Are you still enjoying this? Because he would always say, if you ever get to where you don't enjoy it, don't go. But if you're having fun, keep doing what you're doing. You make me cry. That's a good question. Okay. And we'll ask another one or two. We'll give away prizes. Oh, this is fun. Okay. This question is Cindy Nelson. Okay. I had to wear pantyhose for my entire career with Delta Airlines. Well, I have more than 6 million miles with Delta Airlines. I probably bought those pantyhose. However, not much since March. 6 million miles, cheapers. Do you wear pantyhose when you are on stage? When I broke my femur, I started sitting in a rocking chair and I wore slacks. And that's when I started wearing knee highs from the tall shop. And the knee highs would bother me. So I would go to the stage, to the lobby. I'd go to lobby and meet and greet before the show. And then I would go back to the dressing room and freshen up. And when I'd go in the dressing room, like your great grandmother did, I would push my knee highs down. And then right before I went on stage, I would pull them up. Twice I forgot to pull them up. So when I sat down in the rocking chair, people in the front row would start pointing. And they thought that I did that on purpose. I didn't. But when I was in skirts and in dress-up dresses with my sequins and things like that, I did wear pantyhose. You must watch this story when the show is over. Don't snap an elephant to a tree. Let me repeat that. It's a YouTube clip. And it is one of my stories that was a closer. We won't go into the entire explanation of giving shows or speeches, but you have to have an opener and you have to have a closer. And I have certain stories like don't bungee jump naked would be a good closer for a place. Well, the don't snap an elephant to a tree was a closer for years. Unfortunately, when I broke my femur, you have to be standing up to really do that story well. So I've worked my way back in to do it again. But watch that one, Cindy Nelson. And thanks for all those. I know you had to be helping me with Delta Airlines at some point. All right, here we're going to draw the names from, put these in there for next time. We're going to draw names for prizes, okay? All right. The winner can get, pull this down here. You may choose from, we used to say, my new book. This, of course, is edition, which camera I'm on? You've got me confused. Get this thing right. I'm going too fast today. I almost hit myself in the eye again, but with this book, that would have been. So this is the book. And the book is Don't Bungee Jump Naked and Other Important Stuff. And so this is edition 2. We have very few left of edition number 1. It's the one that has all the corrections to be made. Some people want that. This is very good here. And you can choose from that. It normally would sell for $25. You can also choose, if you've already gotten a book, you can choose one of the DVDs or anything like that. It's the same price if you've got, you get to choose one of the others of my things. And the winner of this first drawing is Donna Dobbs. Hi, ladies from Oklahoma. You got those Buc-ee's places in Oklahoma, Donna, I think. But now you're going to have, what do they do, Tony? Write you?
Email me their address
to.
And what they prefer to have.
Here's Donna Dobbs. And she won, so she can get one of those. You over here?
Would you like these?
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it. Kleenex. I always think I'm going to need a Kleenex, and I hide it. I always say, give me a Kleenex. Okay, Donna, congratulations. I hope you enjoy whatever you choose, okay? You could get a CD, too, if you want to listen in your car riding around out there in Oklahoma. Here's a second prize today. It goes to Larry Kendall. Okay, we received ours on pre-order. The system worked wonderfully. Thank you, Larry Kendall. Well, Larry, you've already got a book, but it has the, if you got the pre-order, it's got the arrows in it. You may want the new book, the second edition book, and therefore you could get this for a Christmas present. Tell us who to sign it for, or a birthday, and we can give a new book to them, or get the DVD. Congratulations, and I don't know where you're from, Larry Kendall, but get in touch with Tony, and she will handle it. Let's draw another one right now to celebrate such a week. All right, there's Larry. Okay. All right, and here we go, right here. Bob Richard. This is 100% the most precious thing I saw today. Love you, ladies. I think that was when we were in our office thing. Well, you won something, Bob. So see, aren't you glad you wrote? And the reason you got tossed right into that box is you didn't really ask a question, but we like you to say that's the 100% most precious thing. So Bob, Richard, if you will contact Tony and let her know what you would like, that'd be great. And because we're celebrating, let's give another gift away right now. I'm going to go right down in here, see what I find. And this is, okay, Debbie Williams. You ladies are hilarious. Well, this must have been when we were on by ourselves last week, Tony.
It must have been.
Patrick, people like you, they really do, but they're just mentioning us.
You
And
weren't
this
here.
is toward the top, so that's probably why I got to dig quicker. If you'll let her know, Debbie, what to send you, that'll be great. Okay.
I got 'em all.
All right. Now, let me ask a couple of questions, Patrick, and then will you gear up? I need to talk to you about something that happened Thursday night, too.
Okay.
Okay. Well, this is unbelievable that I just pulled this question out. I know you prefer not to talk politics. I hate to say the word politics because somebody might go nuts. Thank you. But if you were asked to speak at one of the conventions, Republican or Democrat, would you do it? And what is that answer, Tony?
No.
No, we do not do that. What if I was asked to speak at a Republican or a Democratic rally? No. So we just don't do that. And here's what I've had them say to me for years. We just need some comic relief. And if you will come, and I said, I just don't let anybody know how I vote. And they said, but we will pay you your full fee. Oh, pay you the full fee. Because see, I do it like, because if it's in Alamance County, there's no fee. So we will pay you your full fee if you will come. And I said, it doesn't matter. If I'm there, it gives the suggestion, the impression that I'm for that political group. So I have to turn that money down. But they don't know. We won't say that you're going to vote. It still gives the impression.
I
right?
can be bought.
You can be bought. Call Patrick. Okay. You know what? I'm going to pull out more questions afterwards and tell you. I want to, from my years, you know, I'm older than you. Right much,
Yes.
right much. And Patrick has been on Thursday nights. He'll just come on and pop up, and he's trying to build up his numbers, and he'll sing several songs like he's done here. And he writes the songs, and, you know, and he's got nothing but good. But Thursday night, he sang a song that he wrote, and the whole thing is, I want to know about you. And we think that it was a song to bring the country together. Well, 3 of you did not agree with that, but here's what really ticked you off. He took a line he heard
From a speech.
And you gave the person credit. And the speech was, I want to know about you.
I don't care about your politics.
I want to know about you. And so when he said, I don't care about your politics, well, I thought that's a perfect song. He sung it on this show 2 or 3 times to say, we don't care about your politics here. It is not something we're interested in all. And then you added, I don't care if you vote red or blue. I knew watching him why he did that. Blue had to rhyme. You songwriters can't trick me. In a minute, he had to say, I don't care about your politics. I want to know about you. You rhymes with blue. And one person in particular went ballistic, and for the rest of the show kept posting unbelievable things. And then someone sided with her. This is not political. You said it was going to be not political. And then I realized it was the word politics. So when we got off and read it, of course, Patrick, he said, oh, no, I can't. But my almost 95% of the people said 99, all but 3 said, we love this song because I don't want to talk about politics anymore. And as a matter of fact, I told you how many times I've been in procedures in the last 9 days or 10 days. But that means you go to pre-med, pre-op, blood check, another COVID check, all of this. And people are sitting there in masks. And it dawned on me, I'm smiling at them, and they don't know I'm smiling at them. So I took an index card. And if they seemed like they were in the least bit friendly, I take out an index card and it says, I'm smiling. And people burst out laughing. Now I have one that if anybody ever does it to me, I'm going to take a card and say, I'm smiling too. Because you don't know what we're doing about this. So I love the song. But Patrick, what I'm telling you is, see, I'm older.
Mhm.
You remember the person that said, if you're a Christian and you have a devil painted in your game room, you're not a Christian.
Well, it's a Duke Blue
It's
Devil,
a Duke
so
Blue Devil. So
she may have a
you're a
point.
Carolina fan, so she may have a point. So did I get upset? No. So you got to keep your cool. You finally wrote back. I was not.
I was not upset until she said that she and all of her friends were going to stop watching you.
What? Give me your name now. Stop watching me. I didn't know that. Darn, forget everything I said. I'll answer. No, what we do about that leads me into the next thing. There is a man that gets on after every show, and he says like this. He'll have one reply, and he'll say, hi, my name is, it's a different name every week, so-and-so. You sound beautiful. This is, sorry guys, this is just to the women. He said, you sound beautiful. Will you please ask to friend me? And I guess that means he doesn't get in trouble because people ask. We block him immediately. We get on there right after the show, and we block the people that, I'm sorry about the politics. We just don't get into it here. So what I want you to do is sing another song for me. And I got you sing this other night. Norma Rose, are you in the kitchen? Where are you? Do you remember the very first one of my speaking engagements you went with? To me, where did we go? Well, I paid for the ticket. I paid for the room. I paid for the food. And we went and we walked and we walked and we walked. And who I spoke to? No. Boston. You don't remember going to Boston?
Boston. Oh, I do remember. That was a great trip.
Okay, but who was I speaking to? I'm going to tell you what. Tony, you got to go on more trips. She doesn't even remember where she's went, where she's gone. It was the National School Nutrition, all the lunch ladies. They call themselves lunch ladies. We walked all the way to MIT.
Yes, in Boston.
She doesn't remember anything, but I couldn't help but think Patrick has this great lunch. You've got a CD up of it, of you singing. I believe he was speaking or singing to the Texas School Nutrition lunch lady song, and you wrote a song about lunch ladies. And what made me think about this is now September is, thank you, Norma, but don't go far. She won't. But this is when you are now the physical education teacher. If you're homeschooling, you took my place. You do all of that. You are teaching math. You know, although that one woman cut the funniest CD I'd ever seen. She said, Jesus, help me. I can teach a lot of things to her, but I can't do the math. Help me, please. I love that. And you are also, whether you know it or not, you are the official lunch lady of your homeschooling situation. So you want me to move, or can I sit
Hand me
here?
your microphone, if you would, please.
Oh, I can do that. Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I've got to get it off.
Okay.
I thought we got more microphones.
Well,
They're handheld. You can't handheld and play the guitar at the same time.
no. So,
So all you lunch ladies, get ready. He's got some good advice for you.
so you may notice when I start singing that the sound, that my lips and the sound don't exactly sync up. Every week we learn something new.
Why?
I don't know. I'm working on it. Maybe for next week. It's just a little bit off.
That's it. That's it. I am going to cut your pay.
Cut my pay.
How do you cut a zero?
You never forget your first love. That first love is forever tucked away in the moss-covered recesses of your mind. Everything is more intensified when you're in love for the first time. Food tastes better. Flowers smell sweeter. I remember my first love. Remember how being in her presence made me forget what brought me there in the first place. I first saw her back in 1989. I got that loving feeling when her eyes met mine. She was much older than me, but I thought she was fine. Forbidden love in the cafeteria line. Now I got the lunch lady. I miss my lunch lady blues. Yeah, I love that gal from her hairnet to her sensible shoes. I knew I couldn't have her, but that didn't stop my love. I dreamed of holding her hand through her polyethylene glove. She must have sensed how I felt. She always called me baby and served my mashed potatoes with an extra side of gravy. Now I got the lunch lady. I miss my lunch lady blues. Yeah, I love that gal from her hairnet to her sensible shoes. If I didn't like it, she'd ask me to try it. She was like Joan of Arc fighting for a well-balanced diet. She said, child, I want you to eat all your green beans. I choked down everyone, then licked my styrofoam tray clean. Now I got the lunch lady. I miss my lunch lady blues. Yeah, I love that gal from her hairnet to her sensible rock porch shoes. Well, corn dogs and pizza and chicken pot pie. She was the apple juice box of my young eye. I'd do anything if I thought it would please her. She was the queen of my heart and of the walk-in freezer. Now I'm happily married and she rarely comes to mind, but sometimes I think about her when I'm in a buffet line. Late at night when my kids are tucked away in bed, my wife puts on sexy lingerie and a hairnet on her head, 'cause I got the lunch lady. I miss my lunch lady blues. Yeah, I love that gal from her hairnet to her sensible shoes. Yeah, I love that gal and her food nutrition pyramid. My apron wearing mama so fine and all that she did. Adherence to compliance with minimal defiance. I miss my lunch lady blues. Thank you.
Thank you. And as the person running this show, you know, I thought that was great, but the only thing I could think of the whole time is, are your lips not in sync? What do you mean? Sitting down to sing and saying, well, my lips aren't in sync. I forgot one of my show and tells, and I got it down here if I can find it. Oh my gosh. It's a gorgeous necklace. Do you see it, Tony?
While you're looking for it, I've got a show and tell if you don't mind.
You got a show and tell?
So Jeannie's not the only person who gets swag from people. And my friend Linda and Wayne Harris from Oklahoma have sent me a Oklahoma Sooners t-shirt. And they've also, Linda wrote me a letter and she donated to the charity that we're raising money for. But she also, she wrote a song, and she and her husband Wayne are songwriters. And she wrote a song for Jeannie. I'll just sing a little bit of this.
Linda Harris.
Linda Harris, yeah. Wayne wrote this. I think it's pretty funny. Well, let me tell you a story about a gal named Jeannie. In her younger days, she was a beauty queenie. She's from the South, and she says, y'all, everybody says, man, ain't she tall? Jeanne Robertson, Queen of the Humorists. Okay. Wayne wrote that.
Is that a song from
that
Oklahoma?
Was Wayne. Oklahoma
Shining. So I've got a couple of other things on this. This was given to me by a lady named Jeanne Mann. She follows us, and I say War Eagle to you too, Jeanne, because I know you went to Auburn. But Jeanne and Tony started a group of people that they're all interested in something. And once in a while, when they go to lunch, they let me go. And I feel very pleased because I don't usually get invited. And the first time I went, Jeanne said, because you went to Auburn, I want to give you this. And can you see this little bitty thing right here? And I looked at it, and it's a bear. You can see that it's a bear, but Auburn are not the Bears. And I didn't know what to say because I hated to just say to her, it's not a tiger. What's it for? I said, that's beautiful. And she said, I gave one to Tony too. And Tony's nodding her head. And I said, yes. And then as I was about to say, she said, it's an Auburn tiger. And I said, no, it looks like a bear. And she said, but it's an Auburn tiger. And look at it again. And I looked down, and it's a tiger cub, and it has little stripes in it right here and a little tail. Pardon? Is she watching? Oh, hey, Jeanne. And Jeanne, I didn't know what to say. She said, I buy them by the dozens, and I give them to all my Auburn friends. And it just looks like a teddy bear. And every time I wear it, talking about getting on Delta or any airline, if I have it on, the flight attendant says, I love your bear. And I say, thank you, because I don't know what to say. But now let me tell you what I did. If you really, she gets them on eBay, they're cheap. But they're pretty. You know that some big company somewhere is making the exact same thing, leaving off the little striped tail and leaving off the stripes and sending this thing to the Baylor Bears. It becomes a teddy bear just by leaving off the tail. But right now, so Jeanne, I got this, and this is another thing that people give, and I just appreciate your gifts, but you don't, let me tell you, the best thing that you can give for me or to me, and that is a smile to somebody else. That'd be the absolute, because you never know, we might can really get something going. I have a note here from the people in Kentucky. This is a lot of people in Kentucky.
Yeah, they want you to remember that it's the Derby.
It is the Derby Day. So they're together waiting to do the Derby. Is that correct?
It'll be on this afternoon.
Oh, these people are drunk.
But they can't go. No, they're at home. They don't
Oh,
have people.
no, they're together getting ready for the Derby. Because you can't go to the Derby, but I knew that because I'm on TV all morning. They big hats and things like that. And I speak in Louisville a lot, and I've had 3 shows at the Brown Theater and stay at the Brown Hotel there. It's gorgeous. As a matter of fact, when I was there before 2 years ago, it was Derby week the next week, and the rooms we had were going to go from, I think, $169 to $2,500 on Derby weekend. But we were there on the week before, and it was Saturday, and we were having breakfast with the Nashville people in the lobby on the ground floor. And I saw what may have been the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. And Al Mccree went running out to get pictures, and he missed. He didn't get what I wanted, but that's okay. He tried. They had all these kindergarten children having the first Derby of the week, and they were little kids, 2 and 3. Some of them were being pushed. Oh, they had on big hats. The boys and girls were riding on stick animals, and they walked all day around the street, and people were applauding. Cutest thing I think I've ever seen. So y'all have a good Derby today, and we'll see if you can get a Triple Crown going here, can't you? Maybe. Well, you never have been there. Well, we'll see if what else happens. Okay, we are celebrating today, and I actually asked Norma Rose, we want you to come, because sometimes she pops in and sometimes she doesn't. And this time when she popped in, welcome Norma Rose, come down, bestest friend, come in here and sit down a minute first, because you got some supplies. You got things to do. And you look nice. You dressed up. What is this hanging here?
It's just some of those old trick things.
It's old trick things. But what you said, there's 2 or 3 reasons we want to have you on today too, is, well, you're my bestest friend.
Absolutely.
And people have said, okay, now see, we do have another microphone. You just speak into it, kind of.
I'd rather not.
I know. What do you mean you'd rather not?
Can you hear me?
She's all poised up here, and she looks great. But people have said, the question, I'm looking for the people's questions this week. They said they were disappointed because you didn't come last week until 2 weeks ago, remember? And then last week you came and you brought sweet tea, and I appreciate it. So we brought some more of that. So brought some more sweet tea. But they said, how long have you been bestest friends?
About 35 years.
35 years.
You know, when these adult sons now were in high school.
Put it up a little bit.
When
Peter.
these adult sons now were in high school, and Patrick, where do I look? At Jeanne, you up here. Jeanne. Okay. But anyway, when they were on the high school basketball team, that's when we first met. And it's a good 35 years.
Holy cow. And here, but we just see them. And then after a while, you know, your husband plays sports and he was athletic director at Elon, which we all support Elon University. And didn't say a lot about Auburn, but I love Auburn, but we love Elon and Wake Forest, but we love. So we would start going to games together. And but this is how we came up with the bestest friend. When your son Kyle got married over in Raleigh, married Amy over in Raleigh to the big city. You came over and said to me, now on Friday night, they're having a party after the rehearsal party. Very typical in the South. Friday night, you have after rehearsal, Saturday everywhere. I don't know. And we can only invite so many people, and we can't invite many more people. But I feel like you're my bestest friend. That's the word she used. She said, I feel like you're my bestest friend. And I wish you and Left Brain could come. I think you called him Jerry. And I said, oh, my gosh, Norma, I'm just full. Because we just knew by going to games and everything. And you said, I got over there. 10 other women from Burlington and their husbands were there. And every one of them come up. Did she tell you you were invited because you were her bestest friend? And I said, yes. And you told all of us we were your bestest friend.
Just my secrets.
I know. And so we all went. What? Put your mic back up.
Oh, my secrets then.
Okay. Well, we were all your bestest friends.
Absolutely.
And so then we started using the term bestest friend, and it's worked real well. We have a good time.
And you remember I said, I learned that at Wake Forest in my freshman English class. It was good, better, best, and bestest. And I looked straight at you and said, I don't think they were teaching that at Auburn at that time. And you said
they taught it at Graham High School.
Well, I thought I was at a big college.
But now bestest, I think, has been put into the.
I think so.
I don't know
so,
what.
But you were way ahead of.
I don't know what. So you have the philosophy. I taped this question because I wanted to do this. I wanted all of us to hear this. Because I've had a tough 12 days too, but I don't talk about it too much. I just go on.
I talk about mine.
You talk about she talks about it. But I got this from a woman named Helen Shahagian. And don't know Helen. I'm happy I found you during the last 6 months. Saw you a long time ago, but I can't tell how happy when I found you again. You have entertained me again and again. This is the line. I am 87, going on 65. But I miss my exercise classes right now. If I sit, I might become old. So I do all I can to move. Is that not a good philosophy?
I love that.
If I sit, I might turn old. So I do all I can to move. And you do
I did that.
yoga and Pilates.
Well,
And
this pandemic has slowed me down, but I do walk, and
Okay.
I'm getting back.
All right. And then I take this one. Did you ever get your buttons back from Norma Rose? And that was Sandy Alexander. Where are my buttons?
You will never get those back. I
Okay.
got those secured on my jacket forever. So you just mark it off your list. It's
Okay.
not coming back. It's in my house.
My St. John buttons are at your house on your
They're mine.
TJ Maxx jacket.
with the gusset in it.
All right, sit here a minute because we're going to ask some more questions. And then don't you have a surprise? What's our timeline here? We got to give some
I
more
want
prizes.
to clarify the Boston trip. The thing I remember
you've
was the
been
most
thinking.
important thing was friends are friends are friends. And we were sitting in a little restaurant, and I read that. Now, I forgot that other stuff, but I never forgot that.
Okay. And that's a good thing for everybody to remember. And I don't know who the question was from, but they said to me in one of these, because we try to fly through them because there's 500 that come in and we're trying to get the ones that have questions. And a man said, what is your most valuable treasure? And I thought right away, my engagement ring, which that Left Brain gave me. But then I thought that's just a treasure. And then, and the ring guards. And the ring guards, I got on the ring guard. But that's another story. You have to look at that. Look at that. I got them both gold and silver now.
Well,
You gave them both. But anyway, I think our friends can be our best treasures too. Right, Tony? Don't you think you can? Absolutely. But what I've had to learn with my busy schedule, you don't know how busy I am. I have a big career. I have 100 million YouTube hits. Is you have to invest. I needed to learn to invest a little more time with everybody, just not my stuff. I think I've done a good job. Do you have plans, Sharon Dryden, to come to the state of Louisiana in 2021? Well, I sure would love to.
I would
because,
too. I would love to go. Excuse me.
And I've got a special letter in here from a lady from Louisiana, and I just got that last night, the very long letter about what's happened to y'all in St. Charles. And Lake Charles, I mean, remember I spoke there. I've got a story called A Piece of Advice that happened there. And I will get to your letter and what's happened to y'all later. I also got a letter from a nurse who is driving from Augusta or Albany, 2.5 hours to Atlanta every day. She's a COVID nurse, and she is living, that's on Monday, not every day. She drives on Monday, sleeps in her RV, works, and then comes home on Friday and listens to this show every week. I'll be in touch with you. So, and we got a letter from a lady who did come home and her house had flooded and her new book was soggy. So, Tony, we got to get that information, send her a new book. So I do plan to come to Louisiana, and I'm going to tell you something. Right now, everybody in the nation is praying for the people in Louisiana, and then further all the way up to Tennessee.
Was also mentioned California, the fires.
Oh, the fires everywhere. So we have so many things that can be taken care of that happen naturally. We just need to remember and help the people that can.
It's a beautiful 75 here, though.
So did what?
It's a beautiful 75 degrees here.
I know it. I know it. We hate to tell you that it's pretty here today because we have been raining so much. Sharon Vandermeer Melcher, what are your hobbies when you're not speaking? I'm trying to get my hobbies organized. I have so many hobbies. It's just unbelievable. I'll go into all of them. One day I'll just have them show them all. I haven't even shown them the clowns. Nobody wants me to show them the clowns. All right, let me pull out some more names and then we'll see what we're going to do here. All right, this person is glad to see all three of you. Karen Herring. Well, actually, we got four now because we are four. Oh, you're not. Yeah, she was talking about Tony, Patrick, and Jeannie. She didn't know Norma Rose was going to pop in. Say hello to your Wake Forest friends again,
Okay,
Norma
I
Rose.
want to
Lord
shout
have
out to my
mercy.
Wake Forest friends.
And
And also,
again, she does it every time. How many people did y'all
And I
have
want
over
to give
there?
a shout
5?
I want to give a shout out to Jeanne Mann. I knew Jeanne way back teaching 30 years ago.
She said hey to you on here.
I mean,
Okay, Jean sent me the little
Hi.
Auburn tiger that may be a bear.
Anyway, hi, Jeanne.
Put
Hi,
that up.
Jean.
Hi, Jean. It's like a class. Hi, Jean. Deborah Douglas, looking good. Thank you, Deborah. That's say she just got thrown into this bag. There you go, Tony. She can have her choice of what she wants. Trying to get,
that one got in there, isn't it?
huh?
It's amazing how that one
Yeah.
got in
Did
there.
Deborah Douglas sounds familiar? Did she
Talking about
win?
the looking good line.
Oh, looking good. No,
Okay,
that's
yeah.
it. I'm looking forward to seeing you in Auburn soon. Okay, Leslie Reed Brasher, and we got a special thing from for the 12th, and that would be next week for Auburn. All right, here we go. What are you doing?
We got to serve cake.
I know it. How much time have
About
we
10
had?
minutes.
We've
I
got
need those
12.
papers that you're pulling.
Deborah, right there is one of them.
We've got time.
Just
Okay,
for that.
well, we'll have to look back on the thing. See how organized. You won't believe how long we work on this. You would think. Your lips are not in sync with your music, Patrick.
Apparently they are, according to.
Yeah, they're in sync. And didn't they love that song? I love that song. I'll put them right here, Tony.
Okay.
Okay. But we need to, there is a person I was raving about your peach tea, good old Southern peach tea. And so because it's a big thing, have you gotten a picture of this cake over here, Patrick? How are you going to do this? Look at this cake.
Okay, hold on. Y'all keep
You
talking.
want us
Just tell me it has the right number. This is embarrassing because we don't have any for y'all, but we're celebrating in Norma Rose. Look at this. A silver tray is right over there. You're ready to put in your special homemade Southern peach.
Some of you took it away.
Norma,
Sorry.
or you go.
Yeah, so you talking to me in my watch,
Well,
Tony?
I'm lost.
I'm just so
No,
excited.
this is where we drop off people every week. Or don't, no, then take that, and I wish we could get it to y'all, but sit back and have your, yeah, you can move that now and take the plates. Look at this, a silver tray coming in with a cake that on the top says, happy 100 million YouTube hits. We also have thank you, congratulations from people, but I think we'll have to put that in another time from all over the country, and we appreciate it. There's your plates. Norma Rose, you're going to cut the cake now.
Tony's going to cut it,
She
and I
cut
will
the
help.
cake.
I will get.
And now will you tell them about your, can you show them how you make your tea?
That's a secret. I can't tell that yet.
I thought you were going to tell us all about it.
Not going to talk about the tea because it's a special recipe that came from the grocery store.
Would you go pour us some
I'm going to
tea?
pour some tea, and
Sweet tea.
congratulations.
I'm
This is a
excited. We've
big
dwelt on
day.
it enough. It's time to move on. Holy cow. While she does that, I'll just give away. You keep the camera on. I'm cutting the cake. They'll do my voice, and since we are celebrating, here's one. Oh, this is a tiny one. Let me see who this is. You have won a prize. How about you want to give away one of your CDs, Patrick?
Sure.
It's got all 19 tracks on there. Barbara Martin, she says it stopped. So whatever we were doing wrong during one show, it finally stopped. Or maybe the music stopped. It doesn't matter. She wins a prize. She was could have been 5 weeks
I
ago.
don't think we should give prizes for criticism.
No, if the show stopped. Oh, I'm going to get my key
You gonna get
and
this?
my tea. Thank you.
Congratulations again and again.
And
Just see
again.
what you can do.
Okay.
You keep going.
Are we supposed to do anything? Is it 12? Is it 1 o'clock?
No, not quite.
Well, you keep
We're
giving.
gonna invite them to get something to eat and drink at their house.
Hey, go get
Sorry,
one.
we can't give them this.
I've always thought it was rude to eat in front of people who didn't have it. And Patrick turned his down.
Well, I'm coming back.
Come back, come back.
I can sit over here in this chair.
I'll pull out another question right now.
This
I
is a
just-
big
I
one.
probably just dipped my shirt right down into my, I've got that tea right there, Norma. If you move your foot at
I'm
all.
not moving it.
Oh, this is a very big thing. This came in from a guy. Now, one of y'all said, what's the difference in your career now with the internet? I can't remember. I didn't pull the question. And from years ago, would your career have gone further? I don't know about that. I love you think it would have gone
think so.
faster. But
Technologies.
I was having, before anything came along, let me remind y'all, I was giving speeches with signed contracts before the audio cassette was invented. But this is something that came in my college picture that was a shocker from a guy named Marshall Goodman. Marshall Goodman was a Theta Xi at Auburn, and yours truly was the sweetheart of Theta Xi. And that meant that I was to get them all dates. They treated you like a queen, and I just liked it so much. Well, he has written, and I have now caught up on what he has done with his life. And thank you for all the service that you've done, Marshall. But this is the kind of thing that we all have been able to do is catch up with people, wouldn't you say, who call you. And I just hadn't, and I had to tell him, do you remember a guy named Fat Rat? Right before he passed away, Marshall, I talked to him a long time on the phone. And those were good days. And anyway, I think that's the advantage of this, not just getting more speeches, more bookings, more tickets. So, and if you want to know what happened to the show you have tickets for, and or when those shows are going to be, just go to Jeanne Robertson, Jeanne without an I, Tony has an I, JeanneRobertson.com, and on there all the shows. And we're doing what we can, and I sure hope to be back walking out on stage. I'll be walking out there now, of course, if you can, but I'll be on stage and having theaters and writing lots of new material. So I think I would say that to Jerry. He would say to me, "Are you writing new material?" And I would say, "Yes, I am." And we'll see what he says. I'll see him this afternoon. He can't do this. Why have you got the microphone up close?
I was just thinking about technology when you were talking about technology. And I have so many more friends because of this. I would never have known these people. And I
Well,
love all your
She's
fans.
just reminded me. I knew I had something else to say. Yeah, and this reminds me of it. This is not pound cake. This is not 7-Up pound cake. Which camera am I on, Patrick? I'm supposed to point. He said, "Oh, he did eat. He's already eaten his whole piece."
You can
Okay.
get some more, Pat.
You've been asking, and I thought that us doing how to make me showing you how to make the 7-Up pound cake would be an hilarious, absolutely hilarious clip. And so we kept working. I got all the ingredients together and we did it. And I thought, this is just not funny enough. It's just me showing them how to make a cake and everything. And all of a sudden, Norma Rose popped in and the thing got funny. I saw you. You didn't think I noticed. You took your finger and went through the batter when I was not
Patrick
watching.
saw me, but he didn't tell him. He didn't tell.
You kept running.
Tells no lies.
Okay. So we're putting that up next week. And I think you will find it to be enjoyable. I actually make the 7-Up pound cake that Left Brain brought all those ingredients for. And we have all the ingredients he got again. We got all the ingredients out here that he made. Now we're trying to take those and give them away to places that cook for the homeless, because it's absurd for me to have all that food sitting here. But we had a good time making that cake.
Well, I guess so. I'll think about it.
And at the end, when it came time to clean up, Norma Rose was nowhere
I had an
to be
appointment.
seen.
I had to leave.
So you were going to mention Wendy's has a special.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that. The president of the Northern California Fan Club, which does not exist, is Wendy Rank. And I've met with Wendy several times and say, but I don't have things. She's changed it to the Northern California Fun Club, and they get together a lot. But one time when I was in California, some of her relatives came. We all went to dinner. And one of them was her Aunt Betty Ann and her cousin Betsy. Aunt Betty Ann has watched all of the shows, but she's not in good health. But Betty Ann, I know you're hanging in there, girl, and watching today. And we just wanted to tell you that you are loved, and by all the people who know you. And now you got a lot more people pulling for you. Patrick, thank you for reminding me. I had it written down and no telling what I did with it. So that's it. That's all we have for the day. What time do you have?
About 1 minute.
1 minute. We're giving away another prize.
Well, Tony, come
No,
over here.
here's what we have to say is you have to be present to win. Okay. Another prize goes to Melinda Lowe Smith, L-O-W-E.
She's from Burlington.
She lives around the corner.
Corner.
Oh, I know her.
I know Melinda.
Well, Melinda,
Hello, Melinda.
could you walk around here and we wouldn't have to pay $5 and something to ship your book to you? Whatever you want.
I'll drop hers.
You could drop it off on you could. Okay. Well, she didn't say from Burlington. I just drew it. People will say, well, I knew that. Well, that's all the time. And we will see y'all next Saturday. And forgive us for all the me about my career today, but I'm quite excited to hit 100,000. You too.
That's a big.
I mean 100 million. 100 million.
100 million.
I'm so excited I can't even get it out. And it's been some tough times, and we all gonna get through everything. Right?
Right.
Right. All right, y'all. See you next week.
She's a heck of a lot of fun, Jeanne Robertson. Oh, she's a heck of a lot of fun, Jeanne Robertson.
Right there.